Oh baby, baby. Oh baby. Oh baby, baby. Oh baby, baby. Wolan is there. Okay, so Wolan. Okay, we got the trailers for 2023. We got 35 of them. That's what we're gonna be working with today. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's ya boy, Ricardo, aka Coco. Welcome back to another trailers reaction bullshit with your boy Cocorito. If you're new to the channel, check me out on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all under Kakarot Gaming XP. How are you doing, Moon? How are you doing, Toaster? Long time no see. How you been? How's life been treating you? We need another Cocoritos. I remember when I had my Cocoritos. They fell from the sky, and they were beautiful. Alright, we're gonna get started in just a little bit, okay? So let me just make sure Twitch and everything else is up and going and copacetic. But how are you guys doing today? Happy Friday, by the way. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Happy Friday. What up, Potato Gaming? So we're gonna be watching a lot of trailers. I'm gonna be introducing a lot of new games that are coming out this year. This is just a portion of what's coming out. There's gonna be plenty of more things coming out there. So this is more like, let me see, stuff that's gonna be to be determined, to be announced and whatnot. So we're in for a lot. So we'll get some snacks, go get something to drink, and thanks for being here. We're gonna get started in just a bit. Let me get my bullshit. Alright, KO Slayer says, what do you think about the Killer Roy event? I haven't been able to check it out yet. And what up, Moon? That's cool. I couldn't finish my work for today. I just finished all my work. I needed 10 works to do, and I did it to 100. Okay. What up, Toaster? What up, Potato Gaming? Welcome. Alright, let me get my shit ready. Alright, everything is good. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Cocorito with the burritos and choritos. Today we're gonna be reacting to a couple of different trailers. I'm excited because a lot of this stuff is actually from games that I've already pretty much announced before that are gonna be on Game Pass and whatnot. So that's something to look forward to. And then the other thing that we have is a whole bunch of remakes that are coming out, which I'm excited for. I should have added 007 in here. I don't know if I have it in there. And a whole bunch of other new games that are going to be ported to a different console, which before it only had exclusivity for a specific console, but now it's being ported to other consoles. So we're going to show a little bit of everything in there. How's your day going, Coco, says Moon? My day is going amazing. It's Friday, so I'm excited today to play a couple of different games. I want to play today Bayonetta 3. We need to play Persona 4. And we need to play Brawl Stars as well too. So we'll see. Is it just music? No, not at all. We're gonna be watching the trailers now. So for the most part, you'll see me watch the trailers. We'll pause in between here and there if I see something interesting. But if I don't pause, it's because I'm baffled by what we're watching. But let's get started with the first trailer. Let's get right into it. A lot of these trailers are from IGN. So if you guys want to get your gaming news and stuff like that, go check out IGN. They have all the new trailers and whatnot if you want to watch it on 4K 1080p. But let me know, how are you guys been on your weekend? Any plans for this weekend? Doing anything interesting? Oh, it's just music, says KO Slayer. Got you. Then I don't want to get copyrighted. I'd rather not try that on live. All right, let's get things started. First trailer is Wolong Fallen Dynasty. This game is actually coming to the Xbox Game Pass for free. Everywhere else is gonna be $75. But is it worth $75? Let's see.
The Han Empire faces its final days. In these dark times, Elixir once again threatens to become the catalyst that awakens the dragons lying dormant across our land. A forbidden power.
This chaos, is it all his fault?
How about
Team
it?
Ninja, okay.
Help me forge the ultimate elixir and join me in immortality. We must retake Puyang!
What up, Matt Season? Welcome to the stream. How's everything?
Not Jadis.
Every bit as strong as the rumors say. Damn it, Father. He's hiding something.
Master, have you any idea who the Taos atop the dragon was?
We may simply need to track down the source of demonic chi. We are getting overrun! You should do likewise! In the end, people will prioritize their own desires. Friendship and the like are not to be trusted in. For what purpose do you wager your life? I will redeem myself. I offer.
I'm getting a lot of Sekiro vibes from this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a lot of Sekiro vibes. And I don't know about the new Sonic game. I've seen it. It seems like a running simulator from Roblox, like a more advanced OBBY. I don't know.
Bring up this life! The power to control this world lies in none other than this resplendent crimson glow.
I can't. I won't kill him.
Wow. So it's not just one monster, one dragon. We're back. March 3rd, 2023. We're getting it for free, dog. Steelbook. If you buy the physical edition, that doesn't look bad. You get the Bayou armor, the Zuki armor. Damn, season pass DLC times 3. Wow. Amazing. Next one is Grand Emprise, Time Traveler Survival. So here's my thoughts on the previous game that we just saw. Overall, it had a lot of action. We have a video later on that's gonna showcase us the gameplay of it itself. Graphics wise, it looks top notch. Will it perform good on both the PS5, Xbox, or PC actually? Who knows? That's to be determined on how much it asks from the computer to perform, right? Or the consoles. Like I said, story wise, it was really good. And I think the characters, I don't know, they look pretty memorable, but it seems like they were biting off of Sekiro, and it seemed like some Dynasty Warriors type of thing. But then again, you can never go wrong with these, old school Eastern mythical type of games. But it looks pretty good. Let's see what this next one is about. The Grand Emprise Time Travel Survival. Okay. Why does this look like a mixture of all the other survival games into one? But I like the whole concept of not like a multiverse, but you using time travel to survive each era. But it seems like it's only gonna be for Steam. I have to play this game, says Moon. So it's gonna be interesting. It looks like the same people that made is it Valheim? The same people that made Valheim. I think it looks like they made this game, but I don't know. It looks interesting though, but it's only for Steam. Let's look at the next game. Made that TBG BU2. Alright, the next game is actually gonna be one of my favorite remakes. This is a remake of a game that you guys may or may not know. It's The House of the Dead. It used to be a very, very scary game back in the day. It used to be on a lot of arcade places where you would go and drop a quarter in, and you would either pick up like a plastic gun that was like huge for no reason, and you would use it to shoot at these enemies that were kind of like zombies but demons. But it's the fact that they're remaking this, and it's for the I think it's just for the PS5, but if that's the case, we have the console, so
Please, help! Everyone's getting killed!
The House of the Dead.
yo, it looks official. It looks official.
Destroy everything.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. I'm not sure what kind of Unreal Engine they used, if they even used Unreal Engine, or if they used something else. But it looked interesting. The details on the demons, the monsters, the attention to detail on the outskirts. Because remember, this game is not about free roaming. Back in the day, these games were more about linear, but you would have to go through this area, and it will not slow down. You would have to take care of enemies that were on your screen left and right. And the fact that it looks like it's gonna be co-op is gonna make it even much more fun, right, to play with friends. I don't know if it's gonna be local or online multiplayer, so we'll have to wait and see what that's about. But yeah, let's move on to the next trailer. This is gonna be Remnant from the Ashes. This is a game that I didn't get to try out. It came out on the PlayStation, I believe, and now it's going to be ported to the Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and check this one out. I might end up getting it for the PlayStation, but I don't know. Let's see. The boss fights in this game, from what I remember seeing, I think Solara played them at one point in their own playthrough on Twitch, and I wanted to get the game so badly, but during that time I think something else came out, but it still looks like an amazing game. And if it's coming from the Nintendo Switch, the graphics are gonna differ a little bit. They're gonna be a little bit different, but you know. This next one is the Elder Scrolls Sky Oblivion. What they ended up doing is they combined both Oblivion and Skyrim both into this one big project. I think with the approval of Bethesda, if I'm not mistaken, they have this creator program where people go and you're able to contribute to future DLC or content that people can experience. Now, I don't know if this is a standalone project or if it's actually with Bethesda's permission that they're going to be putting this out, but it's a fan project from what it's mentioned here, and official release year announcement trailer. So it's going to be a huge, not even an expansion. I think it's its own game on its own, where you have like this one side of Skyrim, and then obviously it switches to Oblivion, right? So it's gonna be crazy. Moon says, I heard a Brawl Stars going to make another one, but different Brawl Stars in 2014. 2024, really? Could be.
My blades have failed. The Empire. She is in chaos. And now, at the turning of the era, the Ruby Throne sits empty. The enemy have arrived. We have to act quickly, take up arms, and close shut the marble jaws of Oblivion. Find my son. He alone can determine the fate of the Empire. The fate of Cyrodiil.
Molag Bal? Molag Bal? Wow, Molag Bal is in the game. I forgot about that. It made him look really good. Jeez. Fuck me. 2025, dog. Come on. Alright. What do I personally think about the game? I love that they're taking advantage of the new technology that we currently have, and I love that a lot of people are actually using a lot of old school games to remake them, because let's be honest, a lot of the old school games were amazing for a reason. A lot of the stuff that's coming out now, it's not that great. I'll give you a good example of something that looks beautiful but gameplay wise is not good, in my opinion, is Forspoken, I think. So the fact that people or gaming companies are going to a lot of these older games to remake them and whatnot is amazing. And then huge games, Oblivion and Skyrim, and again the way they remade the whole thing, the whole story, the way it got reshaped under the Skyrim graphics or the more modern ones, it looks like it's gonna be an amazing project. Can't wait to see what the final thing is gonna look like, and hopefully Microsoft approves it so that way it can get ported to the Xbox Series X, right? Moving this next one, it's another one that I am highly anticipated for. It's Hogwarts Legacy, so let's see.
Take this. Find them.
Hippogriff.
Abacadabra!
That's me right there. I picked it up. I mean, not the female,
Your
but
legacy
just saying.
begins now. Hogwarts Legacy.
I'm gonna be going in there. How about the Kadabra? How about the Kadabra, everybody? Don't make me into an evil villain. But $75. Games are becoming very expensive. $75. The game looks amazing. This is why I skipped on One Piece Odyssey and Dead Space Remake. I know. But each game is like $75, dog. This comes out later on this year. Actually, next month, if I'm not mistaken. It looks amazing. Graphics wise, adventure wise, supposedly there's going to be over 200 and plus quests for you to do in the game. And there's going to be a lot of characters from the original movie who are going to be in there. I don't know if you saw somebody said Professor Weasley. There's different characters who play cameos in it. And the fact that you can play as an evil villain, as a good person, or in between. There's so many options. I mean, I just hope it doesn't disappoint. I hope it doesn't feel like a Fallout 76. That's my biggest fear. But this is done by Portkey Games, and they are very successful when it comes to like the mobile game they came out with and everything else. I'm gonna give them a chance and see what is it about. Hopefully they produce something that's better and not anything compared to 76. Alright, this next one is called Jagged Alliance 3. Not sure what this is about. I've never seen it. If it's a movie trailer, we're definitely skipping it. But I thought it was a video game trailer, so let's see.
When the prospect of working on a Jagged Alliance game came up, first I was a little skeptical because of some of the games that were produced quickly just to try to make some money off the IP. But when THQ approached me and said, no, we want to make the spiritual successor to Jagged Alliance 2, they got my attention. I was excited.
Having Ian on the team is quite amazing. He joined us originally as a writer, but he's also the father figure for the Jagged Alliance series. Both Jagged Alliance 1 and Jagged Alliance 2 are his babies, and just even having the opportunity to meet him and now to work with him is quite exciting.
So I got started in video games in the late 80s when PCs became available to everybody, and people started making games with graphics. And as soon as I saw graphics, I got hooked. And I started off just playing games, and eventually I got kind of fussy about the games and said, I think it should work this way, or why isn't someone making a game like this?
Anyone want a chocolate covered cashew?
Oh, I remember this game.
So for me, a true Jagged Alliance product has got to have the following elements. It's got to have a strategy layer where the player is making decisions on a grand scale. 2, it's got to have solid tactical gameplay.
This game was really good when it came
3,
out back in the day.
It's got to have all the characters, the interaction between the characters, and
It was a good game.
gotta
It
have
was a good
story.
game back on PC.
We have enough already.
Amazing
If you
game.
ever hurt my darlings, I will pay someone to find and kill you.
Jagged Alliance has a lot of history, a very deep legacy. There's a lot of passion in the fan base. They have kept this game alive for years just with modding, and they know this game by heart.
It's a game that has a huge following 20 plus years from the latest installments, like from the second part.
20
It's
plus
still alive
years.
up until this day, so it has something
How
unique
old we
in it.
feel right now.
I think that we are up to the task, and
But it's a
we're
good
gonna
game. I wanna
bring
see what number
those
3 looks
few main
like.
pillars and those really important things to this third installment.
So not pointing the fans and getting the right stuff in is very important.
So working with Hamamon has been a lot of fun because, first of all, they're very funny people. They've got really quirky senses of humor.
I'm not ready to die yet. I still haven't won the
The graphics look good. I mean, they've been upgraded.
But
The
they're
whole
very
tactical
serious.
thing.
And then, of course,
See, they don't make tactical games like this anymore, and that's the part that kind of sucks. A lot of tactical games that used to exist, they used to be amazing because of the way they played. They actually gave you an opportunity to... It wasn't more about the graphics, but more about how you interacted with the game, and you had hours and hours of fun with it.
there's Guyen, who's one of the lead designers on the game. And he's a really, really interesting guy because he's a Jagged Alliance fan. He knows games well. He is a seasoned game designer.
Played Jagged Alliance series from the inception. I am from that generation actually. We got those back in the day here in Bulgaria from pirated bootleg cities. When I found it in the early 2000s, I haven't stopped playing it ever since then. I usually do a playthrough of Jagged Alliance 2 every year.
Yeah.
And it's one of my all-time favorites.
It's not... It's... See, the fact that they upgraded everything to make it look like super realistic. The engine looks good. What up, Kimo? How you doing, my boy? Welcome to the stream. How's everything? Welcome on Twitch.
Having the right people on the team. People who understand what the game is all about, what the heart and soul of it is.
So you see, it wasn't just about taking the old game and like giving it a little touch up. They went and they redesigned the characters, the environment, the tactical system that was already in place. They did went and did a couple of upgrades and tweaks. This is what gaming should be today, not about trying to get the most out of a DLC. They pretty much completed the game and released it in beta alpha stages, and then afterwards probably gonna be complete. So they're catering to their game. And if there is gonna be any expansions, I don't know. It's probably just gonna be free updates. Companies like this usually like to you know, they get treated well by the audience, and this looks like it's gonna be a good game. What is my favorite game? This is called Jagged Alliance. It's an old school game, but they're doing a part 3.
Because they are all huge fans.
My favorite game has gotta be
Having the creator of Jagged Alliance
Skyrim,
series
Elder
helps us
Scrolls.
bounce different ideas from him, and he will instantly know if that's something that fits into the Jagged Alliance universe.
I lie, it's a tie between Skyrim, it's between Elder Scrolls and Fallout series. It's a tie between those two.
And the style of Jagged Alliance.
Every person who's played and is passionate about the last game, well, this looks interesting. Don't fuck it up. So, no pressure. No pressure.
It really is very ambitious project, and something that I could look back and say that was one of the things I wish I could have done with Jagged Alliance 2. Well, we're getting to do it with Jagged Alliance 3, which is fantastic.
It's gonna be interesting. Can't wait to see what the final product is gonna look like, and it's probably gonna be released later on throughout the year, and I think it's gonna be only for PC. So it's a turn-based tactical game. Not a lot of young players are gonna be into this. It's pretty much turn-based type of stuff, and unless you're like an old school player, you'll probably be into that type of gaming. Coming up, we have Age of Wonders 4. Then we have Dead Space Remake, which I'm looking forward to. And then Tortuga Pirate's Tale. Now, they're focusing a lot on pirate games this year. I don't know why. We have Tortuga. We have the other game that got pushed down the road. And a few other pirate games. I don't know what the whole... I think because of One Piece or something. Do you have Facecam on many other streams? Sometimes. Not all the times. Usually when I do reactions. But when I do regular stuff, I don't have the face cam on. Coco, I have never asked you this. So yeah, so that's my favorite game, Hypebeast Farron. It's gotta be it's a tie. So I would say first probably will be the Fallout series, then there will be the Elder Scrolls, and then you have the From Software games at the bottom. And not at the bottom because they're less important, but because all three series have a special place in my heart. Like I played, I think Fallout when I was a little kid. You know, Fallout 1 and 2 were on PC, and they were completely different from what Fallout 3 and 4 look like. And then you have Fallout New Vegas, and then the Elder Scrolls was completely different as well. And then, you know, From Software came out with these other Soulsborne games later on. So all three of them are amazing in my opinion. But anyways, moving on to the next one, Age of Wonders 4.
Peggy 16.
Wait a minute. I was about to say I saw a big ass hand. What kind of sussy ass hand was that? First time you seen your face? Oh well, welcome to the stream, my boy. Welcome to the stream. Sometimes the face doesn't match the voice. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it looks interesting. It looks interesting. I don't know what this is about. The animations don't look great. No, some of these games, to be honest with you, this is gonna come to Xbox Series X, PC, and PS5. I don't think a lot of people focus on doing. I don't think a lot of people focus on the graphics, but I think they're gonna focus more on the aspects of, let's go ahead and do a good story that people are gonna get hooked on and play for a couple of, you know, days or whatever. But some of these games can be a little bit short. I've been noticing a lot of publishers coming out with games that are like 7 hours, 5 hours. There's no replayability, if that's even a word. And I don't know what this game is about. It looks interesting, but it doesn't show enough to capture my attention. I just saw a big ass hand, and it looks like it's gonna be like an RPG. This is the one that I was waiting for. So now we're gonna see the Dead Space remake. This is gonna pretty much make up my mind. I was waiting to see this today. If it looks amazing to the point where, okay, you know what, it looks good, I might end up buying it. It's $75, but let's see.
A few days ahead of visiting EA Motive for our Dead Space focused IGM First, I played the original game for the first time since 2008. I only intended to play the first hour or so, but 7 hours later, I found myself still battling through the rusted corpse of the USG Ishimura. I always knew Dead Space was a modern classic, but I was surprised just how well it stood up all these years later. And so I headed to meet the developers with a slightly cynical mindset. What was the point of remaking something that remains so brilliant? After playing the same 7 hours of the remake, I think I may have been convinced. In many ways, Dead Space is a purist's remake. I'd estimate that around 85% of what I experienced was identical to the original game, just with vastly superior visuals. But it's the other 15% that has me quietly wondering, could this remake genuinely be better than its progenitor?
Let's see.
Many of these changes are gameplay improvements, several of which are drawn directly from Dead Space 2. The zero gravity sequences now allow you to move freely in all directions, rather than hop from surface to surface. This obviously allows for a better sense of freedom, but segments redesigned around this ability are notably more interesting than their original counterpart. The centrifuge generator puzzle in Chapter 3 is now a genuine spectacle, while the ADS cannon repair job has been completely changed to be a dangerous spacewalk that amps up the tension.
Syncing targeting system.
The 2011 sequel's influence can be found in your weapons too, which can now be fitted with a variety of special upgrades that alter their...
That mission was very annoying in part 1 because you would have to like shoot at all directions and the gun was not quick enough. So the fact that you can now have to like glide from one side to the other and like operate the machines to shoot the meteors is actually much better.
Function. The plasma cutter, for instance, can be modded with an extended magazine and the ability to set foes alight for damage over time. The Ripper, meanwhile, can fire blades that ricochet around the room, allowing for trick shots.
Trick shots.
Such modifications are found hidden around the ship, and so they act as encouragement to explore every room and store cupboard. But thanks to a new security clearance system, you're initially locked out of many side locations you discover. As the story progresses, you're granted increasing levels of clearance, and so you can then backtrack through the now seamless spaceship to open doors that were once forbidden. This interconnected design and backtracking turns the Ishimura into something closer to the Talos 1 station from Prey, a huge structure that feels like a genuine place rather than a series of video game levels. It's an admirable direction, but I've yet to see exactly how well it's used across the full campaign. My hope is that Motive has smartly weaved backtracking into the main missions and the newly added side quests to allow for organic revisits of prior areas, rather than making backtracking a segregated chore. Regardless of if you're backtracking or making forward.
I forgot about that part, but the graphics look ridiculous. Oh my god, the graphics look realistic. Yeah, you don't understand. I played this game this game came out years ago. I was young as hell back then. And I remember playing this shit in the dark, dog. And back then is like, I forgot about those jump scares. It's not even scared of the thing itself. It's just the jump scares. You forget about them. You're like, because you're so focused at trying to get to the end of the thing. And then the jump scares come out and it's like, you're not scared of the actual thing, but just the jump scare, you know?
Progress, Dead Space is full of horrifying necromorphs that threaten to rip you limb from limb. Much has already been made of the new peeling system that rips the skin, fat and muscle layers away from enemies with each new wound. But there's more to this grotesque idea than just visceral visuals. Much like how protagonist Isaac Clarke has a health bar built directly into his suit, the necromorphs' own bodies are now a visual representation of their health. This is never more obvious than when using the Force Gun, a weapon that has been completely overhauled for the remake. What was once simply a pushback weapon now rips the flesh off enemies with a thunderous blast. The stripped down necromorphs can then be finished off with a more conventional weapon, their exposed bones ready to be snapped with just a round or two. Talking of weapons, each one of Isaac's lethally repurposed tools has been redesigned to encourage a new level of strategy. Dismemberment is still the main aim of every skirmish, but the flamethrower's new alternate fire creates a wall of searing flame that can cordon off areas and manage crowds, while the pulse rifle's new proximity mine works as both a trap and a makeshift grenade launcher. These are small changes, but I found the new secondary abilities to be much more useful than those in the original game, and they soon became a regular part of my combat routine. My favourite change I've seen so far though are the circuit breakers. These occasional puzzles require you to reroute power to different machines, typically to open up locked doors. Each breaker box has a limited number of fuses though, and so powering up a door is done at the expense of powering down something else. In an early example, this involved turning off an elevator I no longer needed, but in Chapter 3 I was confronted with a much more intriguing sacrifice. To power up a refuel station, I had to divert energy away from either the engineering deck's lights or life support systems. It was a choice. Should I stumble onwards in pitch darkness and risk being ambushed by unseen threats, or navigate well-lit corridors while my air supply rapidly ran dry? It's a smart way to combine challenge with player choice, and I hope this example is the first of many fiendish scenarios rather than a one-off occurrence.
That's very smart. That's very smart. They gave you new choices on to how to traverse through the game as opposed to just linear, you know?
Graphics aside, the most notable change right from minute one is the alterations to the script and storytelling. Once silent protagonist Isaac can now speak, and while I do think this is largely unnecessary, he thankfully hasn't been turned into an overly chatty Sony character. Rather than quipping at everything, Isaac's ability to respond anchors him into the horrifying situation in a realistic manner.
The Ishimura's overrun with... they're fucking monsters.
Gunnar Wright, the voice actor who brought Isaac to life in the sequels, reprises the role, and so once again there's the sense that elements of Dead Space 2 are being retrofitted into the original. Isaac's new scripting is pretty good, but the best changes have been made to Kendra Daniels. Once an incredibly thorny character, she's been transformed into a much more empathetic and friendly colleague for Isaac. And for anyone who knows the final direction of Dead Space's story, I think Daniels' revised personality will work much better with her character arc.
We'll
provided,
see.
Of course,
She was a little patootie. She was a potato head in the first game. She was so annoying. She was mean. She was like going crazy. It is like she's... her new personality should be better in this game, hopefully.
the story's main plot beats remain intact. Talking of the story's pathway, the Church of Unitology, a religious sect and a major player in the Dead Space universe, is introduced much earlier in this remake and in a far more organic manner. These characters know the Church's reputation and casually discuss it, even before they are aware that it will change their lives forever. It's an approach I really appreciate, and I think the eventual plot reveals will be much more meaningful because of it.
But if they found this on some alien planet, what does that mean?
That Unitology's onto something?
Unitology's full of shit.
Motive has made many smart changes to Dead Space, but it never shakes things up to the point of being unrecognisable. The result, at least across the first several chapters, is something that feels similar in philosophy to a director's cut, albeit a director's cut that's completely refilmed on brand new sets. This experience appears largely the same as the 2008 original, but honed and polished to a beautiful, gory finish. As such, this remake will likely work best for brand new players or the most dedicated Dead Space fans.
I'm gonna have to skip it.
I heard something up there. Something big.
I'm gonna have to skip it. He gave me all I wanted to know.
As someone who loves the original game, I found what I played an absolute thrill. But for less invested fans, the value is of a more questionable quantity, since even with the changes, this is an incredibly similar experience. As such, I don't think Dead Space will be as essential and transformative as the Resident Evil 2 remake was. As the best possible way to play this landmark survival horror though, I have near enough no doubt that Dead Space will succeed in that mission.
It's good.
For more from the Dead Space remake, check out the first 18 minutes of the game and how Isaac's suit was redesigned. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
Okay, here's my thing. Here's my take, right? It's not that I don't think the game is amazing. It's just that, again, it comes down to the price of things. If the game was like $40 for a remake, I would be okay with that. But they want to charge like it's a like I mean it is a brand new game, but it's a remake. So it worries me a little bit that it's that price. Honestly, I'm gonna wait until it goes on sale. Once it goes on sale, I think then it's something that I'm gonna definitely get for $75. But it looks amazing. The creatures look amazing. The new player choices that you can have look amazing as well. I mean, it's a big revamp, right? Specifically with the female character there, the fuses. You had the choices for the certain areas of the game that were a nuisance back in the original have been revamped and changed to cater to new players. I mean, it looks good, but for me, like the guy mentioned in the video, for new players who have never been familiar with the series, it's a great way to introduce them to it, right? But for us veterans who played the game, the original one before, I'm gonna skip it for now. Too pricey.
We are everywhere and nowhere. So you want to join me? We'll strike.
The fuck?
Don't worry, we can take it. I can hardly wait.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to love these games when I was a kid. But
sign up and be a part of my crew in Tortuga.
I I have nothing to say. It's not a bad game, but honestly, it's just not my cup of tea. I think I grew out of those games. I used to like them because, again, graphics wise, they can revamp everything and make it look a lot better. But I think replay value is important, and let's be honest, like the way we're seeing where graphics are going nowadays, you kind of want to give it a little bit of an extra oomph, you know, when you're making these type of games. And a lot of people are straying away from like games that are like that turn-based, because there really isn't a lot of exploration to do when you know that world is already set at certain points. It becomes linear in an open world, if that makes sense, and that's not what a lot of gamers are looking forward to. So Pokemon feels like the only good turn-based game I've played. I agree. One Piece Odyssey came out like that as a turn-based, but I felt like a mobile game, to be honest with you. And for $75 again, it has to be something that's like revolutionary, mind-blowing, something that you know you're getting different. It's like, this is not another Assassin's Creed, it's not another RPG open world, you know what I mean? It has to feel different. To me, the most compelling part of a video game has to be, it needs to have a solid foundation as far as the story goes. If the story cannot like, you know, if the story cannot drag you into it and get you interested, then you've already failed. Doesn't matter how beautiful your game is. I'll give you a good example. Final Fantasy 15 was an amazing, beautiful game, but as far as gameplay itself, it lacked in a lot of things. It was too beautiful for its own good. In the end, it's like, okay, even after the updates and the DLC, it felt like it was a lot of lackluster at the beginning. So that's the best way I can explain it. So I played Dead Cells before. This next game, it's a collaboration between Dead Cells and Castlevania. I am planning on doing a Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I downloaded it for the PlayStation 5, and I want to play it in the future. But this is Dead Cells in a collaboration with them. And Dead Cells, if you played it, it's another rogues type of game. Let's see. You ever play D&D? What is D&D? Dungeons and Dragons? Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, of course. I'm going to a school club on Monday. Hell yeah, I play Dungeons and Dragons. I used to play with my friends before the pandemic. We used to get together like every we used to have a game that would last 2 months to 3 months, and we used to get together and just play a game. And like I used to be the dungeon master maybe like once or twice a year, but other than that, it's an amazing game. So we had a lot of crazy moments, and it was fun. Should definitely play Dungeons and Dragons if you haven't, with your friends, or learn how to. Is your character dying? Probably. That's gonna be amazing. It's a great game. If you haven't played Dead Cells, the only part is like if you die in Dead Cells, you have to start all the way from the beginning. Doesn't matter how far you are in the game. If you mess up one little thing and you die, you go all the way back to the beginning. So all that progress. It's coming out on old consoles because it was a game that was released back in the day on old consoles. So it's a game that's been recurring, and they just keep doing updates and DLCs for it. So it's on both the new gen consoles and the old gen consoles. So it's variety for it. They keep giving it continuity, if that makes sense.
The British forces. Flexible, well-rounded, resilient. They can count on their tenacious soldiers, their indomitable resolve, and their Commonwealth allies to fight through any combat scenario. The British forces' adaptable units and artillery support make them flexible and efficient. They can shrug off assaults by entrenching weapons before striking
chill side of
with a mix
Coco.
of vehicles.
We sometimes do a little bit of everything. It's a content variety channel, you know that,
British
right?
can bring the fight to the enemy, or let them take a shot, hunker down, and keep on fighting as long as it.
See, in these instances, I'm not playing a video game, so I'm not putting all my energy into it. It's really just watching and analyzing and giving my opinion. But when we're playing a video game,
takes to come out on top.
The rage takes over. This is only for Steam. It's only for Steam. Okay. This is only for Steam, unfortunately. So. I mean, you gotta keep in mind that there's a niche for every game out there, right? There's a lot of old gamers. People have been gaming since the 80s. So keep in mind that a lot of baby boomers, maybe people even like after that generation, a lot of them are gamers, and a lot of them are in their 50s, 60s. Not that it's old, but compared to like brand new generation of gamers, they're into a lot of these games like that. And I like war games, I like stuff like that, but a lot of it can be a little bit slow paced, so not my cup of tea. This next one is called Clash Artifacts of Chaos. So let's see the gameplay trailer.
Strangers! Welcome to the only truly free place in Cenozoic.
You have a great shield artifact.
I do. It belonged to my father. Treasured it because it kept him safe. I do not treasure it, and so I am free.
So, if you don't treasure it, can I have it?
No, I need it. If I don't have it, I cannot not treasure it, and then I will not be free. But I will fight you for it. These dice are forfeited. They must be consumed.
That's not a rule.
I win. You surrender. I hate you. You see.
What the fuck? It went from third person to first person? So it went from a dice game to a freaking third person and then first person thing, and then the characters look interesting. What do you mean there's like nothing on the screen? Oh yeah, because I put pause on the video because I was talking. The game looks good. It's just that it confused me with all these different mechanics out of nowhere.
You cannot escape, Gemini. There he is. Get him.
Sorry, but I don't play by your rules.
You will never leave.
It reminds me of Borderlands. March 9. It reminds me a lot of Borderlands. It reminds me a lot of Borderlands, and Borderlands used to be just like that. Alright, so we're gonna watch one more trailer. This is the one that I was saving for the end of the stream. We're gonna do another one like this tomorrow. We have 15 more trailers tomorrow to watch. So tomorrow we're gonna be watching the gameplay of Harry Potter. I think we're gonna watch a few more things that we missed from the Bethesda showcase, and I think we're gonna have the Wulong gameplay as well, which is one of the first trailers that we saw, which is the one that I'm interested in the most. So let's watch the next trailer. It's gonna be Strangers of Paradise. It's a game that has been hyped. I love Final Fantasy, but this game is gonna have a new DLC coming out, and the game apparently is amazing in here. And I honestly you guys should be seeing a gameplay of this sometime later on in February. So just keep that in mind. Let me go with 360 just to keep it gully. So what are we doing after this? After this, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get something to eat. Not in any particular order, but tonight we're gonna be seeing Persona 4, Bayonetta 3, definitely some Bleach, and definitely some Brawl Stars. After that, not sure what we're gonna be playing, but this is the last trailer of the day. So let's see what we got going on with Strangers of Paradise.
I'm impressed you've made it this far. Jack Garland, you cannot fathom the setbacks we've suffered. Thanks to your recklessness, your thirst for chaos. Our plans lie in ruins. However, I am not one to lose heart so easily.
Are you the one who will be Garland?
The Emperor.
This place is now under my dominion. Rejoice to kneel before me.
I knew you'd start spouting bullshit the second I saw you. You've got the look.
To think that it would guide me here, where the powers of the crystal mingle with the chaos of discord. It truly is a moving sight. This world has power worthy indeed. Power worthy of my command.
No, Bahamut?
Omega will crush you and wipe all trace of
Omega.
chaos from this world. I'll gladly spawn an army of these monstrosities to stamp out chaos.
Just shut up and die.
Final Fantasy is literally what it is. It's a fantasy-like RPG world. You have to play the story from beginning to the end. We're gonna, like I said, do a showcase on the channel. We're gonna explain what the story is about. And with this new stuff, the updates. What? You can add things onto your tools now. Yo, I love games like this with the stats. You can change things. The Warrior of Light.
Do you remember me? That's right. I am Garland. You will die here. And I will live forever.
Oh my god, it came out today. Okay, I gotta go. Where did I buy the game? I think on the PlayStation 5. I gotta go check if it's a free DLC or I have to pay for it. Anyways, we're gonna leave it there for now. Tomorrow night, we'll do the other 15 trailers that I have saved up for you guys, and we'll definitely do another one for the month of February. So bear with me. Shout out to the homie Chemo14 on Twitch. Thank you for coming through. KO Slayer as well. I hope both of you have an amazing, fantastic weekend. On YouTube, shout out to Hypebeast Farron, the homie Noob, aka Moon, Matt Season, Potato Gaming Toaster. And if I missed anybody else on the stream, I apologize. I'll drive by then if I can. Yeah, take your time. If you guys are busy this weekend, go do your thing. Don't even worry about me. Like I said, the streams are gonna be there. You guys can always rewatch some streams and whatnot. So thank you again for the love and support. Have an amazing weekend. This is your boy Kakaroto, aka Coco, signing off. No worries, Kimo. I appreciate it, man. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you next time. As always, don't forget to play, laugh, and enjoy life. Till then, peace.